Yes. Oh, I thought I X'd out. How far? Where were we? Here? Oh yes. 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 Okay. We read the first four, I believe. So we have three left. We read the first 4. We read 9 plus 5 plus 2 plus 8. We have read 24 out of 66. We are now 36% done. Oh, great. What was the other 2? We have to do this again. Oh boy. How many pages do I have left? I have 42 pages left. Dang it. I've only gotten 36% of the way through the readings. Now we have these 3. This one is 28 pages. It goes till page 310. Apparently, there are 6 stages to the training design process. First is needs assessment, organizational analysis, person analysis, task analysis. 2 is ensuring employees' readiness for training, attitudes and motivation, basic skills. 3, creating a learning environment, identification of learning objectives and training outcomes, meaningful material practice, feedback, observation of others, administering and coordinating programs. Feedback. Ensuring transfer of training, self-management strategies, peer manager support, selecting training methods, presentational methods, hands-on methods, group work, team building methods, evaluating training programs, identification of training outcomes, and evaluation design, cost-benefit analysis. The first stage is to assess needs to determine if training is needed. I have currently completed 24 pages. Stage 2 involves ensuring that employees have the readiness for training and that they have the motivation and basic skills to master training content. Stage 3 addresses whether the training session or learning environment has the factors necessary for learning to occur. Stage 4 focuses on ensuring that trainees apply the content of training to their jobs. This requires support from managers and peers for the use of training content on the job, as well as getting the employee to understand how to take personal responsibility for skill improvement. Stage 5 involves choosing a training method As we will see in this chapter, a variety of training methods are available. Ranging from traditional on-the-job training to newer technologies such as social media, the key is to choose the training method that will provide the appropriate learning environment to achieve the training objectives. Stage 6 is evaluation, determining whether training achieved a desired learning outcomes and or financial objectives. The training design process should be systematic yet flexible enough to adapt to business needs. Different steps may be completed simultaneously. Also, feedback from each stage in the process can be useful for the other stages. For example, if transfer of training is difficult, then the learning environment should overemphasize practice and feedback. Keep in mind that designing training can systematically reduce the benefits that can be realized. For example, choosing a training method before determining training needs or ensuring trainees' readiness for training increases the risk that the method chosen will not be the most effective one for meeting training needs. Also, training may not be necessary and may result in a waste of time and money. Employees may have the knowledge, skills, and behavior they need, but simply not be motivated to use them in the next several sections. Needs assessment. Oh my god, we're gonna go over every single one. The first step in the instructional design process, needs assessment, refers to the process used to determine if training is necessary. This shows the causes and outcomes resulting from needs assessment. Many different pressure points suggest that training is necessary. Reasons or pressure points: legislation, lack of basic skills, poor performance, new technology, customer requests, new products, higher performance standards, new jobs, business growth or contraction, global business expansion, noisy context, organization, task, person, and what do they need training, what trainees need to learn, outcomes, what trainees need to learn, who receives training, type of training, frequency of training, buy versus build training, decision training versus other HR options such as selection or job redesign, how training should be executed. These pressure points include performance problems, new technology, internal or external customer requests for training, job redesign, new legislation changes. new products or employees' lack of basic skills, as well as support for the company's business strategy, growth, global business expansion. Training is not always the correct solution to a pressure point. Consider, for example, a delivery truck driver whose job is to deliver anesthetic gases to medical facilities. The driver mistakenly hooks up the supply line of a mild anesthetic to the supply line of the hospital's oxygen system, contaminating the hospital's oxygen supply. Why did the driver make this mistake? Which is clearly a performance problem. The driver may have done this because of a lack of knowledge about the appropriate line hookup for the anesthetic, anger over a requested salary increase that his manager recently denied, or mislabeled valves for connecting the gas supply. Only lack of knowledge can be addressed by training. The other pressure points require addressing issues related to the consequence of good performance. Or the design of the work environment. Needs assessment typically involves organizational analysis, person analysis, and task analysis. Organizational analysis considers the context in which training will occur. This organizational analysis involves determining the business appropriateness of training. The business appropriateness of training. Given the company's business strategy, its resources available for training, and support by managers and peers for training activities, person analysis helps identify who needs training. Person analysis involves determining whether performance deficiencies result from lack of knowledge, skills, or abilities, a training issue, or from a motivational or work design problem. Identifying who needs training. In determining employees' readiness for training, task analysis includes identifying the important tasks and knowledge, skills, and behaviors needed to be emphasized in training for employees to complete their tasks in practice. Organizational analysis, person analysis, and task analysis are usually not conducted in any specific order. However, because organizational analysis is concerned with identifying whether training fits with the company's strategic objectives and whether the company wants to devote time and money to training, it is usually conducted first. Person analysis and task analysis are often conducted at the same time because it can be difficult to determine whether performance deficiencies are a training problem without understanding the tasks in the work environment. What outcomes result from a needs assessment is shown. Needs assessment shows who needs training and what trainees need to learn, including the tasks in which they need to be trained, plus knowledge, skill, behavior, or other job requirements. Needs assessment helps determine whether the company will purchase training from a vendor or consultant or develop training using internal resources. McDonald's conducted a needs assessment to determine the relevance of current training topics and effectiveness of training methods. The chief learning officer and her team examined employees' backgrounds, including education level, gender, language, age, and generation. To get a better understanding of trainees, they gathered data about the frequency of use of training online content and its accessibility. They reviewed the responsibilities, tasks, and leadership skills for each job to ensure that they were supported by training classes and curriculum. The needs assessment showed that although more trainees were millennials and Generation Z, the way the training was delivered did not meet their needs or expectations. As a result, they created a shorter training curriculum that was more accessible using smartphones, computers, and tablets, organizational analysis. My God. 3 factors need to be considered before choosing training as the solution to any pressure point. The support of managers and peers for training activities, the company's strategy, and the training resources available. The support of managers and peers. Various studies have found that peer and manager support for training is critical. The key factors for success are a positive attitude among peers and managers about participation in training activities. Managers and peers' willingness to train trainees how they can more effectively use knowledge, skills, or behaviors learned in training on the job, and the availability of opportunities for the trainees to use training content in their jobs with peers and managers' attitudes and behaviors are not supported. Then employees are not likely to apply training content to their jobs. Company strategy. In Chapter 2, we discussed the importance of business strategy for a company to gain a competitive advantage. And earlier in this chapter, we discussed how Jiffy Lube relies on learning to support the company's mission and strategy, as training should help companies achieve their business strategy. It shows possible strategic initiatives and their implications for training. It is important to identify the prevailing business strategy and goals. It is important to identify the prevailing business strategy and goals to ensure that the company allocates enough of its budget to training. Employees receive training on relevant topics, and employees get the right amount of training. Consider how training at Genpact supports the business. At Genpact, a business service provider, metrics are used to show how training and development contributes to the company's growth, profit margins, capability building, and transformational goals. For example, a program developed for the sales force to help improve their effectiveness at generating clients resulted in a 34% increase in service bookings. Another program designed to develop internal skills for positions that were difficult to hire new employees resulted in a $9 million in savings. The Integrity in Action box highlights how Tyson Foods is using training to help employees improve their life and workplace skills. Training resources. The company must determine whether it has the budget, time, and expertise for training. For example, if the company is installing computer-based manufacturing equipment in one of its plants, it has 3 possible strategies to have computer-literate employees. First, the company can use technical experts on staff to train all affected employees. Second, the company may decide it is more cost-effective to identify computer-literate employees by using tests and work samples, and replace or reassign employees who lack the necessary skills. Third, if it lacks time or expertise, the company may decide to purchase training from an outside consultant. or organization table provides examples of questions to ask vendors and consultants to help evaluate whether they can meet the company's training needs. Probably person analysis. Person analysis helps the manager identify whether training is appropriate and which employees need training. In certain situations, such as the introduction of a new technology or service, all employees may need training. However, when managers, customers, or employees identify a problem, usually as a result of a performance deficiency, it is often unclear whether training is the solution. A major pressure point for training is poor or substandard performance. That is when a gap exists between employees' current performance and their expected performance. Poor performance is indicated by customer complaints, low performance ratings, or on-the-job accidents or unsafe behavior. Another potential indicator of the need for training is if the job changes so that the current performance levels need improvement, or employees must complete new tasks. For managers to determine if training is needed to address the performance problem. They must analyze characteristics of the performer. Input, output, consequences, and feedback. This can be done by assessing whether the performance problem is important and has the potential to cost the company a significant amount of money from lost productivity or customers. Assess whether employees do not know how to perform effectively. Perhaps they receive little or no previous training, or the training was ineffective. Person can assess whether employees cannot demonstrate the correct knowledge or behavior. Perhaps they were trained, but they frequently or never used the training content, knowledge, skills, etc. on the job input problem. Assess whether performance expectations are clear input and there are no obstacles to performance, such as faulty tools or equipment output. Assess whether there are positive consequences for good performance, whereas poor performance is not rewarded. For example, if employees are dissatisfied with their compensation, their peers or a union may encourage them to slow down their pace of work. Consequences. Assess whether employees receive timely, relevant, accurate, constructive, and specific feedback about their performance. Assess whether other solutions such as job redesign or transferring employees to other jobs are too expensive or unrealistic. If employees lack the knowledge and skill to perform it, the other factors are satisfactory, then training is likely the effective solution. If employees have the knowledge and skill to perform, but input, output, consequences, or feedback are inadequate, then training may not be the best solution. For example, if poor performance results from faulty equipment, training cannot solve this problem, but repairing equipment will. If poor performance results from a lack of feedback, then employees may not need training, but their managers may need training on how to give performance feedback. Task analysis. A task analysis identifies the conditions in which tasks are performed. The conditions include identifying equipment and the environment the employee works in, time constraints, deadlines, safety considerations, or performance standards. Task analysis results in a description of work activities, including tasks performed by the employee and the knowledge, skills, and abilities required to successfully complete the task. A job is a specific position requiring the completion of specific tasks. A task is a statement of an employee's work activity in a specific job. The 4 steps in a task analysis are identifying the jobs to be analyzed, developing a list of tasks performed on the job, validating or confirming the task, and identifying the knowledge, skills, and abilities other factors, e.g. equipment, working conditions needed to successfully perform each task. For example, consider how H&H Castings and KLA Tencor conducted needs assessment. Employees in the melt department at H&H Castings have a demanding and potentially dangerous job that requires them to pour hot aluminum into casting molds to reduce the risks of accidents and improve new employee training. H&H Castings analyzed melt department employees' job tasks to identify the procedures needed to complete them. To identify the tasks and procedures, employees wore eye tracking glasses as they worked. A computer connected to the eye tracking glasses reported what the employee was looking at while working. As a result, a detailed and precise view of how the employees completed the tasks was provided. The perspective obtained from the eye tracking glasses was used to create videos that are used for training new employees as well as identifying changes in work processes that could be made to make the mold pouring process more safe and efficient. KLA Tencor supplies process controls. Equipment to the semiconductor industry. KLA Tencor service engineers need to diagnose and repair its customers' complex machines. That use advanced laser, optical, and robotic technologies. The engineers need to gain proficiency in their current skills as well as add new skills to keep pace with new technology used in the company's equipment. This is critical for KLA Tencor to quickly solve equipment problems, which, if unresolved, can result in millions of dollars of lost revenue for its customers. Providing effective service is critical for the company to keep current customers and develop new business. In fact, one of the company's values is indispensable. The other values are KLA Tencor uses a skills management process, the right people, right now process, to monitor its workforce skills and use this information to change its training programs. The process involves developing a task list, training on the task, practicing on-the-job training to gain certification, and conducting a skills assessment. To conduct the skills assessment, KLA Tencor sent a survey to all of its more than 1,000 service engineers. For each task, the engineers were asked to rate their capability of doing the task on the scale from "I don't know how" to "I can teach it" to others. Also, they were asked to evaluate how frequently they performed the task, from never to more than 2 times per year. Based on their responses, they were assigned a training task. More than 200 courses were created to train the engineers to ensure that the training was completed. Both engineers and their managers were held accountable. This helped the company to achieve a 95% completion rate. Within 1 year after training was assigned, the skills assessment data were also used to identify gaps in current training, resulting in more than 2,000 changes in courses and certification programs. The skills assessment is done annually to ensure that service engineer skills keep up to date with new technology and products. Ensuring employees' readiness for training. The second stage in the training design process is to evaluate whether employees are ready for training. Readiness for training refers to employee characteristics that provide employees with the desire, energy, and focus necessary to learn from training. The desire, energy, and focus is referred to as motivation to learn. Various research studies have shown that motivation to learn is related to knowledge gain, behavior change, or skill acquisition in training programs. Table presents factors that influence motivation to learn. and the actions that strengthen the motivation to learn. Influences mastery of all types of training content, including knowledge, behavior, and skills. Managers need to ensure that employees' motivation to learn is as high as possible. They can do this by ensuring employees' self-efficacy, understanding the benefits of training, being aware of training needs, career interests, and goals, understanding work environment characteristics, and ensuring employees' basic skill levels. Create a learning environment. Learning permanently changes behavior for employees who acquire knowledge and skills in the training program and apply this information in their jobs. The training program must include specific learning principles, educational and industrial psychologists. Dang my life. Dang my life. Here are the factors that influence motivation to learn. Self-efficacy, employee belief that they can successfully learn the content of the training program, action to enhance or improve. Show employees their peers' training success. Communicate that the purpose of training is to improve, not identify an area of incompetence. Communicate purpose and activities involved. In training, emphasize that learning is under their personal control. Benefits or consequences of training. Job-related, personal, career benefits that can result from attending training. Communicate realistic short and long-term benefits from training. Awareness of training needs. Knowledge of skill, strengths, and weaknesses. Communicate why they were asked to attend the training program. Share performance appraisal information. Encourage trainees to complete self-evaluation of all strengths and weaknesses. Give employees input on the choice of training to attend. Work environment. Proper tools and equipment, materials, supplies, budget, time. Managers and peers' willingness to provide feedback and reinforce use of training content. Give employees opportunities to practice skills. Give employees opportunities to practice skills and apply them to their work. Encourage employees to provide feedback to others. Encourage trainees to share training experiences and situations where use of training content was beneficial. Acknowledge use of training content in their work. Provide resources necessary for training content to be used in their work. Basic skills. Cognitive ability, reading and writing skills. Ensure trainings have prerequisite skills needed for understanding and learning training content. Provide remedial training. Use video or other visual training methods. And modify training program to meet trainees' basic skill levels. Goal orientation. Goals held by employees in a learning situation. Create a learning goal orientation by de-emphasizing competition between trainees. Allow trainees to make errors and to experiment with new knowledge, skills, and behavior during training and set learning goals, conscientiousness, tendency to be a reliable, hardworking, self-disciplined, and persistent, communicate the need for learning, creating a learning environment. Learning permanently changes behavior for employees to acquire knowledge and skills in the training program and apply this information in their jobs. The training program must include specific learning principles, educational and industrial psychologists, and instructional design specialists have identified several conditions under which employees learn best. Table shows the events that should take place for learning to occur in the training program and their implications for instruction. Need to know why they should learn. Employees need to understand the purpose of or objectives of the training program to help them understand why they need training and what they're expected to accomplish. Meaningful training content, motivation to learn, is enhanced when training is related to helping learner, such as related to current job tasks, problems, enhancing skills, or dealing with jobs or company changes. The training context should be similar to the work environment, opportunities for practice. Trainees need to demonstrate what is learned knowledge, skill, and behavior to become more comfortable using it and to be committed to memory. Let trainees choose their practice strategy. Feedback helps learners to identify behavior or skill in order to use knowledge. To meet objectives, video, other trainees, and the trainer are useful feedback sources. Observe, experience, and interact with training content. Other learners and the instructor. Adults learn best by doing. They can gain new perspective and insights. By working with others, and learn by observing the actions of models or by sharing experiences with each other in communities and interacting with and manipulating content through reading or using tools that allow for building ideas and solving problems such as worksheets and online interactions and self-help. Good program coordination and administration eliminate distractions that could interfere with learning, such as cell phone calls. Make sure the room is properly organized, comfortable, and appropriate for the training method. Movable seating for team exercises. Trainees should receive announcements of the purpose of training. Place hour and any prior free training materials such as cases or readings. Commit training content to memory. Why? Understand the content of the training. Know how training relates to what you need employees to do. In performance appraisals, evaluate employees and how they apply training to their jobs. Support employees' use of training when they return to work. Ensure that employees have the equipment and technology needed to use training. Prior to their training, discuss with employees how they plan to use training. Recognize newly trained employees who use training content. Give employees release time from their work to attend training. Explain to employees why they have been asked to attend training. Give employees feedback related to skills or behavior they are trying to develop. Be a trainer. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Blended learning. Instructor-led classroom. Virtual classroom. Online or computer-based. Mobile. Hmm. So, well, 69. Hmm. Oh, oh. Presentation. Instructor-led classroom instruction. Preparing for instruction. Break down the job into important steps. Prepare the necessary equipment, materials, and supplies. Decide how much time you will devote to OJT and when you expect the employees to be competent in skill areas. Actual instruction. Tell the trainees the objective of the task and ask them to watch you demonstrate it. Show the trainees how to do it without saying anything. Explain the key points or behaviors. Write out the key points for trainees if possible. Show the trainees how to do it again. Have the trainees do one or more single parts of the task and praise them for correct reproduction. Optional. Have the trainees do the entire task and praise them for correct reproduction if mistakes are made. Have the trainees practice until accurate reproduction is achieved. Praise the trainees for their success in learning the task. Oi, 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 oi. It says they're paid. It says they're in paid. Guess what? It says it's paid. Oh my gosh. The learning management system can help companies reduce travel and other costs related to training, reduce time for program completion. Reduce time. Reduce time in LMS can help companies reduce time for program completion, increase employees' accessibility to training across the business, and provide administrative capabilities to track program completion and course enrollments in LMS. Allows companies to track all of the learning activity in the business. Consider how the LMS at Ferguson Enterprises and Google support the business by helping to manage human capital and tracking training. As a planning tool, the LMS helps track how many training courses were accessed, course enrollment and completion, training hours completed, and differences in managers and non-managers' involvement in training. The data is used to help determine how training supports the business. Data from the LMS was also used to determine which days and times employees participate in training. This helps ensure that training supporting a new customer service initiative was available during the times employees were available to complete it. Google uses its LMS to track assignments, completions, and compliance. Automatic assignments are available in the LMS to ensure training is accessible the day an employee is hired. Automatic assignments are available to the LMS to ensure training is accessible to the employees hired or promoted to a position. The LMS allows the company to track which employees have completed assignments and required compliance training and renewal of certification. Group or team building methods. Group or team building methods are training methods designed to improve team or group effectiveness. Training is directed at improving the training skills as well as team effectiveness. In group building methods, trainees share ideas and experiences to build group identity, understand the dynamics of interpersonal relationships, and get to know their own strengths and weaknesses and those of their co-workers. Group techniques focus on helping teams increase their skills for effective teamwork. All involve examination of feelings, perceptions, and beliefs about the functioning of the team, discussion and development of plans to apply what was learned in training to the team's performance in the work setting. Group building methods fall into three categories: experiential programs, team training, and action learning. Experiential programs involve gaining conceptual knowledge and theory, taking part in the behavioral simulations or activity, analyzing the activity, and connecting. Experiential programs involve gaining conceptual knowledge and theory, taking part in a behavioral simulation or activity, analyzing the activity, and connecting the theory and activity with on-the-job or real-life situations. For experiential training programs to be successful, technical guidelines should be followed. The program needs to tie into a specific business problem. The trainings need to be moved outside their personal comfort zones, but within limits so as not to reduce training motivation or ability to understand the purpose of the program. Multiple learning modes should be used. Multiple Multiple learning modes should be used, including audiovisual and kinesthetic, when preparing activities for an experiential learning program. Trainers should ask trainees for input on the program goals. Clear expectations about the purpose, expected outcomes, and trainees' roles in the program are important. Finally, training programs that include experiential learning should be linked to changes in employee attitudes, behaviors, and other business results. The Vita Healthcare Partners provides kidney-related healthcare services such as dialysis. DaVita contracted with a training provider to develop a 3-hour experiential learning activity that would be collaborative, have a sense of purpose, and reinforce the company's values of teamwork, fulfillment, and fun. The goals of the program were to understand the importance of their work, understand how team members relate to patients and to each other, and how to address challenges. The activity started with a discussion of the importance of communicating and collaborating for successful teamwork on the job. Employees were divided into 3-member teams and given the task of building prosthetic hands that would be donated to organizations serving amputees. Building the prostheses provided an opportunity for the achievement of the program's goals. The employees built more than 14,000 prostheses during the 3-hour activity. The activity concluded with a discussion of ways to apply what they learned to their jobs at DaVita Adventure Learning. A type of experiential program develops teamwork and leadership skills using structured outdoor activities. Adventure Learning appears to be best suited for developing skills related to group effectiveness, such as self-awareness, problem-solving, conflict management, and risk-taking. Adventure Learning may involve strenuous, challenging physical activities such as dog sledding or mountain climbing. It can also be structured individual and group outdoor activities such as climbing walls, going through rope courses, making trust falls, climbing ladders, and traveling from one tower to another using a device attached to a wire that connects the 2 towers. For example, 20 coders, marketing executives, and product team managers from Girl Scout left their office and spent a day in the California mountains learning survival skills such as constructing shelters, purifying water, and starting a fire without matches. The program cost $2,000 in addition to the $7,000 to $10,000 loss by shutting down the business for the day. Real Scout executives believe that the benefits of the adventure would outweigh its costs. They believe it helps develop stronger teams, allows employees to better know each other, even if they don't work together on a daily basis. It gives employees a fun experience that will aid in retention. Adventure learning can also include demanding activities that require coordination and place less of a physical strain on team members. For example, cooking up change is one of many team building courses offered around the United States by chefs, caterers, hotels, and cooking schools. These courses have been used by companies such as Honda and Microsoft. The underlying idea is that cooking classes help strengthen communication and networking skills by requiring team members to work together to create a multiple course meal. Each team has to decide who does what kitchen tasks, e.g. cooking, cutting, cleaning, and who prepares the main course, salads, or dessert. Often team members are required to switch assignments in the middle of preparation to see how the team reacts to change. For adventure learning programs to succeed, the exercises should be related to the types of skills that participants are expected to develop. Also, after the exercises, a skills facilitator should lead a discussion about what happened in the exercise, what was learned, how the exercise relates to the job situation, and how to set goals and apply what was learned on the job. Does adventure learning work? Does adventure learning work? Participants often report that they gained a greater understanding of themselves and the ways they interact with their coworkers. One key to the success of the adventure learning program may be the insistence that whole work groups participate together so that group dynamics inhibit effectiveness can emerge and be discussed. The physically demanding nature of adventure learning and the requirement that trainees often have to touch each other in the exercise may increase the company's risk for negligence claims due to personal injury, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and invasion of privacy. Also, the Americans with Disabilities Act raises questions about requiring employees with disabilities to participate in physically demanding training experiences. Team training coordinates the performance of individuals who work together to achieve a common goal. Such training is an important issue when information must be shared when individuals affect the overall performance of the group. For example, in the military as well as the private sector, think of nuclear power plants or commercial airlines. Much work is performed by crews, groups, or teams. Success depends on team performance, coordination of individual activities to make decisions, and readiness to deal with potentially dangerous situations like an overheating nuclear reactor. Team training strategies include cross-training, and coordination training. In cross-training, team members understand and practice each other's skills so that members are prepared to step in and take another member's place. Coordination training trains the team in how to share information and decisions to maximize team performance. Coordination training is especially important for commercial aviation and surgical teams who monitor different aspects of equipment and in the environment but must share information to make the most effective decisions regarding patient care or aircraft safety and performance. Team leader training refers to the training of the team manager or facilitator. This may involve training the manager on how to resolve conflict within the team or how to help the team coordinate activities or other team skills. For example, United Airlines had its supervisors lead ramp employees in attending pit instruction and training. Pit crew, which focuses on the preparation, practice, and teamwork of NASCAR pit crews. NASCAR? Oh yeah, pit. Yeah. Because I watched Strong Opinion Sports and he talks about Formula One, and I know what a pit crew is. Ha ha ha! United used the training to develop standardized methods to safely and effectively unload, load, and send off its airplanes. Pit instruction and training located outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, is a quarter-mile racetrack and a pit road with places for 6 cars. The school offers programs to train new racing pit crews, but most of its business comes from companies interested in having their teams work as safely, efficiently, and effectively as NASCAR pit crews. The training was part of a multi-million-dollar investment that includes updating equipment and providing luggage scanners. The purpose of the training is to reinforce the need for ramp teams to be orderly and communicate to help standardize tasks of ramp team members to help shorten the time an airplane is serviced at the gate and to improve morale. The key for safety, speed, and efficiency for NASCAR pit crews is that each member knows what tasks to do: change tires, use an air gun, add gasoline, clean up spills, and when the crew has finished servicing the race car, moves new equipment into position, anticipating the next big stop. The training involved the ramp workers actually working as pit crews. They learn how to handle jacks, change tires, and fill fuel tanks on race cars. They are video recorded and timed just like real pit crews. They receive feedback from professional pit crew members who work on NASCAR teams and trainers. Also, the training requires them to deal with circumstances they might encounter on the job. For one pit stop, lug nuts had been sprinkled intentionally in the area where the car stops to see if the United employees would notice them and clean them up on their jobs. Ramp employees are responsible for removing debris from the tarmac so that it doesn't get sucked into jet engines or harm equipment. For another pit stop, teams had to work with fewer members, so sometimes occurs with ramp. When ramp crews are understaffed due to absences of action learning. In action learning, teams or work groups get in action learning. In action learning, teams or work groups get an actual business problem, work on solving it, and commit to an action plan, and are accountable for carrying out the plan. Typically, action learning involves between 6 and 30 employees. It may also include customers and vendors. There are several variations on the composition of the group. In one variation, the group includes a single customer for the problem being dealt with. Sometimes the groups include cross-functional team members from different company departments who all have a stake in the problem, or the group may involve employees from multiple functions who all focus on their own functional problems, each contributing to helping solve the problems identified. Action learning is often part of quality improvement processes such as Six Sigma training and Kaizen. Kaizen, the Japanese word for improvement, is one of the underlying principles of lean manufacturing and total quality management. We begin discussed in Chapter 1. Consider how University Health System and PepsiCo Consider how University Health System and PepsiCo used action learning to solve important complex business problems at University Health System. 9 cross-functional teams of managers who otherwise would not work together worked on separate business problems. These problems include how to increase patient satisfaction, reduce barreling errors, and enhance inventory control. Each team was asked to present its solution to what was called the Shark Tank. 3 senior executives and the CEO for Pediatric Services, who served as sharks. As each team presented their ideas, the sharks provided coaching and feedback. The problem solutions helped University save millions of dollars and improved patient satisfaction. PepsiCo employed action learning when it wanted to train managers to take a global perspective on the company strategy. Leslie Tyke Graber, who led the training programs, observed that most managers were familiar only with their local or national markets, so she assembled lean teams of managers from various locations and assigned each team to solve problems related to business needs that had been identified by the heads of their units. At the end of 9 months, they presented their ideas to PepsiCo executives, advice for selecting a training method. Given the large number of available training methods, the task of choosing one may seem difficult. One way to choose a training method is to compare methods. The first step in choosing a method is to identify the type of learning outcome that the training is to influence. These outcomes include verbal information, intellectual skills, cognitive strategies, attitudes, motor skills, or some combination. Training methods may influence one or several learning outcomes. There is considerable overlap between learning outcomes and across the training methods. Group building methods are unique because they focus on individual as well as team learning, e.g. improving group processes. One of the group building methods, e.g. experiential learning, team training, action learning, would be appropriate if the goal is to improve the effectiveness of groups or teams. Second, comparing the presentation methods to the hands-on methods illustrates that most hands-on methods provide a better learning environment and transfer of training than do presentation methods. E-learning or blended learning can be an effective training method for geographically dispersed trainees. E-learning and other technologically-driven training methods have higher development costs, but travel and housing cost savings will likely offset development costs over time. A blended learning approach cannot take advantage of the positive features of both face-to-face and technology-based instruction. For example, Baker's Life and Insurance Company requires its new sales agents training program to appeal to the way millennials want to learn and use new technology and segments learning into small modules that build on each other. Each module includes online coursework, debrief, role play, and training in the field. Intermediate incorporate a business service system. Company uses virtual instructor-led training, including video, e-learning modules, lab activities, and role plays. The training's agents are able to access any of the training content after they are back in the field, which helps them review what they have learned and keep their skills updated. A final but important consideration is the training budget. If the budget for developing new training modules methods is limited, then structured on-the-job training is a good choice. It is relatively inexpensive yet effective. Hands-on methods that facilitate transfer of learning, such as simulators, are feasible with learning. So I decided I finally finished that section, and guess what? I decided just a little while ago that I'm going to not finish the reading today because I was losing focus and I was struggling to finish it because I don't know if it's because I haven't eaten anything today or if it's because I've been working since like 6 a.m. or both, but I've decided I'm going to not do any more reading. I've accomplished quite a bit of reading. I've finished that 28-page section, which basically took about 2 hours total. I can start seeing the lag here. So anyways, I am now totally done with 52 out of 66 pages, which is 78%. So that's very good. There's only 2 more sections left, a 2-page one and a 12-page one, but I'm going to do that some other time. So anyways, I'm now going to do the quiz for accounting if it's there. Let's see if it's there. I think I should be fine with the lag. The quiz is only going to take like 15 minutes, I think. And I think it's open book. So I was expecting there would be an in-class quiz, but he said it was going to be a take-home quiz. And I'm assuming that take-home quizzes are open book. So anyways, it should be... Now, I prepared for a closed book quiz, so I should be fine. Oh my god. He made it due tomorrow morning? Well, I'm still going to do it now anyways. 12 points. I think that's way more than all the other quizzes, so hopefully it's good. Let's just look and see what the description is. Oh my god, you have to use the Dropbox. Oh, come on. Wait. What? Unlimited time. Okay, guess what? He gave us the quiz. I don't know if he realized this or not, but he gave us the quiz.
as a result of giving us the quiz right here, the time limit is completely pointless because we can just do the quiz and then take the quiz and turn it in. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it's a Dropbox. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. It says time limit 90 minutes. Did he expect it to take 90 minutes? That's kind of a long time for the quiz. I was expecting it to take 15 minutes like all the other quizzes he gave. Oh boy, this is not fun. Okay, well, I think I should be fine with the lag on the OBS. I think I should be fine. I'm just going to go to the bathroom and then take the quiz. I'm really hoping this doesn't take too long. But I do have unlimited time to take it, so it's fine. Well, let's see if it takes 15 minutes or 90 minutes. He gave a timer of 90 minutes, which is kind of worrying. But anyways, please don't take that long. Please. Oh, I just want to get it all over with in like 15 minutes. Please just don't take long. So I guess it's open book. Well, we can download this. Oh, this isn't. Please. 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 Oh, I think this will be fine. But it might take a bit of time. Not more than 15 minutes, probably. Hello? You already opened it, dude. What are you doing? Wait just a second. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. Oh, I'm so stupid. I thought it was this, but this is not the quiz. Okay, what is this? Oh, we have 2 questions. Okay. One question requires us to compute 6 ratios, and then the next question is to discuss the trend in profitability and identify specific causes for the trend. Oh, crap. What? Oh, come on. Well, A is the easiest part, and then B, like, oh. Okay, I can do this. Come on. This is going to take more than 15 minutes. It's probably going to take like 30 minutes. I'm hoping it only takes 30 minutes. So, yeah, it's starting at 2 hours and 6 minutes. Okay. So, gross profit margin. Oh, lag. Okay, so we're going to use our book to our fullest extent because I don't trust myself at all whatsoever. I'm just going to have my book open so I can look at the ratios that I spent like some time memorizing this morning. But like this morning, I read the chapter and memorized the ratios, which is still a good thing to do. But gross profit margin is just gross, or it's gross profit over net sales, I think. Let me just look at shit. Gross profit over net sales. Okay. We're gonna just... Okay. Gross profit. What is gross profit? Oh, okay. So, gross profit is equal to net sales. What do they do? Oh, come on. You have to do it for both years? You gotta be kidding me. Come on. All right. 2019 and 2020. So gross profit. Okay, so net sales for 2019 is 204,000 minus the cost of sales 111,000. So we have 93,000 divided by that's the gross profit, because net sales minus cost of sales is gross profit. Divided by net sales. Net sales is 204,000. So now we do divided by 204. You know what? Instead of this dash, that makes it look like a minus sign. It's confusing. So we have is it expressed as a percentage? 45.59. Then we have 2020. So 2020 we have net sales minus cost of sales, and we have 105,000 divided by net sales. $105,000 divided by 233. Ah, dang it. 45.06. Now we have net profit. Now we do the net profit margin, which is net income before non-controlling interest, equity income, and non-recurring items. Okay. Extraordinary credit. I hate this stinking question, dude. Because they include the extraordinary credit there. The extraordinary credit is a non-recurring item. Gotta be kidding me. Now you have to do an extra calculation to calculate stinking net income. guess what, buddy? I bet the professor allows you to include the extraordinary credit. Oh wait, I'm stupid. It tells you the earnings before extraordinary credit. I'm dumb. Okay, so we have earnings before tax and extraordinary credit, provision for income tax, earnings before extraordinary credit. That's the one he wants you to use. There was no extraordinary credit in 2020, but who cares? There was one in 2019. Anyways, so the earnings before extraordinary credit is the number we need for net income. So net income for 2019 is this number, 5885. And then we have net sales for 2019, which is 204,000. 5885 divided by 204,000, and we get a 2.88%. Now, what is the earnings before extraordinary credit? It's actually 5600, and then we have 233,000, and then we have 5600 divided by 233,000, and then we have 2.40% save. Okay, then we have total asset turnover. So total asset turnover. Total asset turnover, the numerator. Okay, 2019. Total asset turnover. Net sales. 204,000. And then you divide that by the average total assets. Okay, so here's total assets for this year and this year. Take the average of those two. 173,000 plus 161,000 divide by 2, 167. And we get 204,000 divided by 167,000, and we get 1.22. So now we have net sales for 2020, 233,000. And then we have the average assets. So we have this one and this one average. 173,000 plus 202,000 divided by 2, and you get 187,500, and you get 1.24 or 1.24 save. And we have return on investment. Oh man, I just love their stinking equation, man. I need so many brackets. I need literal brackets. Like this bracket. The first thing we need is net income before non-controlling interest and non-recurring items for 2019. So we already determined that for 2019, that number is 5885. And then you do plus, and then brackets, what is the interest expense for the year 2019? What is the interest expense? Okay. The interest expense for the year 2019 is 3050. Then you do times 1 what is the stinking tax rate? I guess we can deduct that from the previous ones. So basically, what is 4740 divided by 10625? And if we get different ones for both, I'm going to be so mad. 4800 divided by 10400. Oh god dang it! We got the different. You gave us different tax rates for both years? Well, I guess that makes sense, but man, that it says tax rate in the stinking question. It says tax rate. The tax rate is what we're using, right? It doesn't even really explain it in the book. The tax rates are different in different years. It's perfectly normal for that to happen. It's perfectly normal. So the tax rate. What is the tax rate for 2019? Well, the tax rate for 2019 is the taxes charged divided by the earnings that are being charged. So it's got to be this number divided by this number. And I'm going to round it to 4 decimal places on here. The tax rate is 0.4461. So we have 1 minus the tax rate, and then we have another bracket, and then we have literally another bracket, and then we have average of long-term liabilities plus equity. So first we have long-term liabilities. God dang it. Okay. So thank God it's distilled into a single number here, because okay, so what's the average long-term liability for 2019? It's this number, average of this number and this number. 17,400 plus 15,200 divided by 2, and you get divided by 16,300 plus, what is the average equity? Can't you just tell us the total equity? God dang it. You have to calculate. Oh, this sucks. You have to do the. Oh. Dude, they have both common equity, preferred stock, and preferred dividends. Okay. You have to add common equity. You're supposed to use both common equity and preferred stock, right? There's no such thing as they don't say anything about not using preferred stock, but you don't use preferred dividends, do you? Come on. We're gonna just do one at a time. Okay, so first we have common equity. What's the average of the 2 years for common equity? Common equity, we have 112,800 plus 116,800 divided by 2. So we have 114,800 plus, now preferred stock. There's only two things to add, common equity and preferred stock. Its preferred stock is 4,000 for both. Now just do the calculation here. 5,885 plus 3,050 times 1 minus the tax rate of 0.4461. We didn't need both brackets. We got 5.61. Oh, I'm gonna have to do all that again for 2020. That's good. What was income? We're using this number 5600, 5600. What was the interest expense for the year 2020? It was 3,700. And guess what the tax rate was? It was 4,800 divided by 10,400, and it was 0.4615. Now, what was the average common equity? It was 116,800. Oh, no. We also need the long-term debt. What was the average long-term debt? 17,400 plus 24,600 divided by 2, 2,100 or 1,000. What was the average common equity? 116,800 plus 123,000 divided by 2 is 119,900. What was the average preferred stock? 4,000. I'm almost certain that stinking preferred dividends is not part of it. Please tell me it's not. Please. Where's this stinking super detailed stinking balance sheet? Common stock, capital in excess of par value, retained earnings. I don't see it. I don't see it there. Why would that be part of it? It doesn't make sense. Oh yeah. Right. 5600 plus 3700 times 1 minus the 0.461. The 0.4615. And then you divide it by 21,000 plus 119,900 plus 4,000. And we got 5.24%. Oh my god. Okay, that's going to be the most complicated one. So, what is return on total equity? It's probably net income again, right? Oh, you have to subtract some stuff, dang it. Okay, so you have to do net income before non-recurring items. Okay. So, same exact net income we've been using this whole time. So, for 2019, it's 5,885. Minus dividends on redeemable preferred stock. Guess what? They say preferred dividends. They don't say it's redeemable. They don't say it's redeemable. They don't say it's redeemable. They better be like, oh, actually, we meant the same thing for both. We're just being dumb. Like, this one I don't subtract anything because it's not redeemable. It doesn't say it's redeemable there. It just says preferred. It's not redeemable. Redeemable. It's included as part of debt for most other companies. So it's not there. We don't have redeemable preferred stock at all. Return on total equity, we don't have redeemable preferred stock. It doesn't say it. It just says preferred dividends. There's no redeemable preferred stock. Okay, so therefore we don't need to subtract. We just need to do divided by the net income divided by average total equity. We kind of did that already, but the average total equity is this plus this. The average total equity is this plus this. It has to be. I already did the calculation. So anyways, we got 4.95%. So now we have 5,600. I have 2. So this one we use net income before non-recurring items again. 5,885 minus. It says you minus preferred dividends for 2019. Minus preferred dividends for 2019 is 280. Divided by average common equity. Guess what, folks? What did we say common equity was? Common equity is equal to total equity minus preferred capital minus non-controlling interest. So, but guess what? They don't include any of that stuff. I can just use the common equity number that they give. What the heck are they talking about? Wait a minute. Hello? Where is it? They don't have treasury stock listed, right? So we don't need to worry. We can just use the common equity number. Okay. So what is average common equity? We determined it to be 114,000 for 1 year. So 114,800. That's the number for the first. Okay. We're not using preferred and we subtracted preferred dividends. And we get 585 minus 280 divided by 114,800, and we get 4.88%. Please just stinking be right. Okay. We got all of our answers for A. And I'm not even going to underline it. What the heck is going on here? We never had to do return on assets. Total asset turnover went up. Doesn't that mean that that's an improvement? I don't know how else to answer that, but okay, we're just gonna leave it there. My lag. We're basically done with the quiz. I might want to just stop the recording. You gotta be kidding me! Why? It's already 3:00. Is this gonna cause lag? Oh, of course it did. We're almost up to the 3-hour mark on the recording. Okay, I think we should be good. We just need to submit this. But I don't think my answer was very satisfactory. But I don't care. Take the. I don't know what else to say. So I don't see myself actually saying anything else besides that stuff. So the total amount of time spent doing this was like 30-something minutes, or 40-something minutes. Man. Come on. We're almost thinking done. Yeah, I think from now on I'm not gonna just skip eating food all day because I was losing focus when reading the stuff, reading my stuff that I was reading. And I have a feeling it has something to do with the fact that I didn't eat anything. I just wanted to enjoy my Culvers. So that's all I'm gonna do today. I guess I'll have some time left over later today to do some other stuff. Unfortunately, I probably won't be able to get started on the. I might have some time later to get started on the fun video where I talk about my session that lasted for an entire year. But obviously, I won't be able to finish it or get much done. Anyways, bye.